watching the CBS 42 local war on cancer. This next story lays the groundwork for some of the new weapons in cancer warfare today. Immunotherapy, vaccines, they are right on time for Nathan Sexton. This is a normal brain. This is Nathan Sexton's brain. That big white spot is the cavity where a brain tumor the size of a baseball used to reside. It lodged there unknown to Nathan or his doctors for more than a decade.
I kind of blamed it on work. I was working in long hours at a startup, and so I noticed my vision was getting kind of blurry, and hey, that's just work. I just remember spinning, and then I just collapsed. I didn't realize the gravity of the situation until one by one, my family and friends and coworkers and everything started coming in, and then I knew it was kind of serious.
In 2015, Nathan was diagnosed with stage 4 glioblastoma, an aggressive brain cancer that left him with few options.
We had the surgery done at Vanderbilt by Dr. Reed Thompson, who we absolutely loved, and the surgery went better than expected.
Nathan's wife, Elizabeth, remembers it all very clearly. 8 months of radiation, chemo, and all of its side effects. Then an MRI showed the cancer had come back.
Chemo doesn't pass through the blood-brain barrier, and so it's just kind of a Band-Aid until you can kind of get into a clinical trial with glioblastoma, because it's not going to really do much for it.
Clinical trials have made all the difference for Nathan. The National Cancer Institute has them for all stages of cancer, going on in different phases. The hope is that these trials pick up where conventional therapies leave off. 3,100 institutions have NCI clinical trials with 14,000 investigators. All Nathan Sexton needed was one to work. And he found it at the UAB Comprehensive Cancer Center in their Phase 1 clinical trials unit, where Dr. Mansour Salih is the director.
Phase 1s are drugs that have worked well in the test tube, in the animal models, have never been used in men before.
In Phase 1, patients get access to drugs that previously would have to go through 2 more phases to finally win FDA approval to treat certain diseases. That could take 10 to 15 years, time many patients at this stage of disease don't have. Dr. Salih says typically they would be
on your way to hospice or your way to giving up. The Phase 1 drugs that block the HER2 pathway, first in human, that may be my home run.
Patients in the self-contained Phase 1 clinical trials unit get all of their care under one umbrella. Elizabeth and Nathan Sexton arrived at the UAB Phase 1 unit not knowing what the outcome would be.
I was probably, just as scared as anybody else.
It's going, pretty well. He's been on it for almost a year.
It's not lost on this couple that at a different time, this is an option they may not have had.
It's really encouraging, that Nathan, his prognosis was 15 months, and now, in June, he'll be 24 months.
The longer we can keep it stable, and the longer that I'm able to spend time with my family, and the longer I'm able to run and do the things I love, it's a win-win.
Running has been a release for Nathan in coping with his cancer. Nathan ran the 2017 Boston Marathon.
Lead like Christ is leading, whether that be leading in a race or leading in life.
And by participating in this Phase 1 trial, Nathan and patients like him are leading on the front lines of cancer research and treatment, not just for himself.
Every FDA-approved drug in cancer warfare today was a Phase 1 at some point in time.
Drugs Dr. Salih calls hope.
If it works, that's incredible news. And if it doesn't work, well, that's just one step closer to finding the cure.
There are 16 Phase 1 trials going on at the UAB Comprehensive Cancer Center Phase 1 clinical trials unit right now. They began with 6. Up next, advancing access to precision medicine, where you can get tumors genetically tested at no cost in Birmingham. And
Seems like we're
light years ahead and in the space age, literally, when it comes to telecommunications, but it seems like we're still in the dark ages in how we treat cancer.
Lasers and the mission of the Ora Lee Smith Foundation for Cancer Research.